Hi, how's it? I know it has been long since part two, but please bear with me. This is part two of this app that we are building of News API. Please watch part one if you have not, so that you can follow through. So basically here I was trying to keep it short, so I did not do the category, but I did the styling of the list as well as the detail page. Please like and subscribe and share my videos. I really appreciate that, and it also gives me some courage to do more videos. So please subscribe to my channel and watch my videos so I could get just the courage to create more content for you. Let's get started. Now I have my terminal open, which is running my project, and it's running on a local host here on my browser. And this is our current app state. What we have here is News API collected articles, 20 articles here on my home page. This is results.articles that you see in command line, and this news here I've been pushed to top headlines, and on my home page I am displaying it here in ng4 article of article top headlines, which have the author, the published date, and the title as you see here. So what I'm gonna do now is just to create a detailed page. When you click on it, it sends a detailed page of that article, as well as we'll further continue to do the categories as well to search news articles per category, which I will go through the documentation there to share to see how you can fetch article per category that the user clicks. Now let's start by going to our command line to create an IONIC component, not IONIC P for page, called details. I'm inside my project, which is the news app, inside this folder. So yeah, details. This will generate run a script, or I did something. I generate page details. Yeah, right. This will run a script to generate this page, which has all these pages, which are so many. But my detail here page is here. I'm going to be using the HTML part as well as the CS part. So what I need is when this one article is being clicked, like this one, it sent the details to the detail page, and the detail page just display the entire news article. Now to do that, I'm going to go to my home page and create a get details what you call a method. Here would be the selected news, selected article, and call it. Here, this collected article will be from the one that the user clicks, selected article. Now from this side, I am going to use in my column this one when someone clicks on it. So I'm going to call that click. When someone clicks on it, call the get detail method, and then I'm going to pass article, because article collects the one object of article that has been selected. So I am going to pass this one here. So when I go to my home, if I log this one, I just want to see if it will be that selected article. In this way, it just saves a lot of stress into debugging and see where the problem is. So we are consoling logging all the way. So this is the selected article. If I select this one, it gives me the one that I selected. This article is the one, so it works well. Now I need to take this to a parameter so that I can pass it to the detail page. Now to do that, I'm going to use a param from router. To do that, I'm going to inject it here, or I've already injected it. It's private router, and then from router, right? So it imported here also on top of here from Angular router. How it works, it will collect my parameter and use also the router.navigation to the next page. All the parameters that I've collected on this page will be available on that page, so we could start displaying it as we like. Okay, so I'm gonna start putting stuff on my router. So I am going to say const params is equal to params from navigation extras is equals to, I'm gonna have curly braces like that, and then inside here you can read about it here, how it works. Inside here I'm gonna create some params. So params will be what I want to send on the other side. So everything that I want on the other side, I'm gonna put it in this yellow braces. So what I want from the other side is exactly this, what we see here. So to make my life easy, I'm gonna copy all this so that I know what I need and exactly how it should be spelled, like, because you need to spell it correctly. Like if it's author, it should be like author, right? So I'm gonna remove this part here. This will look a little bit messy, but you'll understand as we go. So I need to pass the author, and to get author I'm gonna say selected article, which is this one, which is carries entire thing, but inside it I just want author to be in this variable, right? So the second one is the content. Let me just make it clean. To get content, I need to say selected article dot content, like that. The next one is description. I'm gonna say selected article will be description there. The next one, okay, this is the description it came with, is the published at, which is the date. So I'm gonna say selected article dot published at, right? Remove that date. The next one is the source. Source would have the selected source, paste. Okay, only done. The other one is the title. Okay, title. The next one is URL. Paste it here, copy URL. Okay. Right. Selected news. Okay. So this is the parameters. It has everything here. Instead of it being like, you see when you click on it, it has the details like that. But here we are calling the selected dot author, which carries this red part that you see here. Okay, this part here is we are giving it values, and this value, or this is like empty containers, we are assigning it to this one, so that when you're on a detail page you are able to say dot author, and it will give us this variables that we see on that we selected, that we have assigned into this home page. So this is how it looks like. You can also like have this on like your strings like that. It will still work the same. You can have it on string just to give it a proper look, so you could just really understand all the params that are there. But the next thing we are going to, these are the router params, right? Now we need to navigate to the other page. To do that, I'm going to call router, and router has what we call navigate, and navigate, we are saying which page should we navigate to, and then we're gonna have details page, and then here we can just pass it like this. If we navigate like this, it will navigate without the parameters, these details here, which we need. So we need to now say param, please go with those parameters here, there's assigned things here where I get the details. If you go to router here, you will see it has details like this. So to navigate to this child, you need to call detail like that. Okay, so when I save it, let's see if it will work. So when I click on this, it goes to details. Okay, this is still logging on home page, so I'm gonna delete that. Okay, now let's go work on our detail page. Now that detail page is navigating to it and it has the details there, what we need now is just to get the variables from the other side. The other side, we use the router, so we're still gonna need the router here. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna inject the router. So we're gonna have private inside my constructor, private, I'm gonna say router from router Angular, right? On init is method that runs immediately when the page is initiated. So we are going to need every details of that parameter there, and so we could just display it on this other side. To do that, I'm gonna have empty variables on the details that we need. Okay, so this, I'm gonna declare some empty variables. The first one is the author, which is any. We need content of the article. We need description, which is any. We need published at, could be any. We need URL. We need that image. We need source. Okay, so we're gonna assign, these are empty variables from this detail page. We want these variables to have values that we passed on other side. To get the variables from the other side, we need to call router to collect it. So now to assign it, I'm gonna say this author is equals to, now I'm gonna call router to say router. Remember now router is being called because when you go to this page, you are assigning stuff to router. Now router has stuff that are assigned from the previous page. So to get them, you call router.snapshot, no, it's not router. We have router, we also have route. So I'm gonna say private route from route, activated route. Okay, I can say activated route here. Let me just call activated route. Activated route. Right. The activated route is, it means that from the previous page, router was called and assigned some stuff, so you can get the stuff that we assigned to it using the navigation route. Activated route. So it has .snap, .query, params map, .get. Right. So here the parameter name, it retrieves a single value for a parameter, which is this one. So it has to be exactly like what you called it on the other side. If you want author, you are going to say get author here inside as a string. So you're gonna do that for all the content that you have. So I'm gonna copy paste. How many are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 4 6 7. So it's content for this one, and in here I'm gonna change to say content. If I named it content, the other side, the other one is description, the other one is published at, the other one is the source, the other one is the title, the URL, Okay. So something is missing. Let's see how many are published. Are we pushing? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I am missing one thing. I think it's title. Yeah, title. Right. Right, so the next one is URL. Oh, and the last one is the image. Okay, so here I'm gonna call image from this one, image. This one, what do I call it? I call it URL. For the title, I call it title. For the source, I call it source as well. For published ad, call it published ad. Description. Right. So all the values from the previous page are on this one. So what we need to do is on my detail HTML, I can just display them using the variables, and everything will be cool. Right. So on my detail page, I am going to say here I want the source name, so I'm going to say news by. Right. So two curly braces to get variable name from the other side. So here will be the source of the news. Let me save it and see. Object. So if I go from here, from home page, I select this one, says object source, or because source has ID as well as name, so I can say source. Let me see if I say dot name from this side. Okay, we have to select the news. Okay, let's see if it has a source name. The name, it should display this, the Wall Street. I think from our home page, we need to specify that source needs to be source dot name. Is it name? Yes, dot name. Click, and then here I just call source. Let's see if it will play by our rules now. Let's go on home, refresh, click on Patrick, and then we have the name. So it's news by the Wall Street. Okay, now I'm gonna go inside my content and display the rest of the stuff. Okay, so we have the source. Now we'd want to select the author and see the author details that there. So on content, I'm gonna have div. Here I'm gonna have it on h3, and I have it on h3 double quotes, and I'm gonna call author. Okay, let's refresh. So our author is Patrick Thomas. Okay, and then we are going to I'm gonna start it just now. Let me just try to get all the details that we're gonna need. I'm gonna have another div for a title. I'm gonna use iron label. I'm gonna call title. And then I'm gonna be inside this div and have an iron item. So basically here you have the details, so it's just be up to you what kind of components you want to use to style your front end part. Iron label. Here I'm gonna have a P, and I'm gonna have a published ad. published at, and I'm gonna use pipe for dates, so I could use the dates and just see if everything is still the way it's supposed to be. Great. So I'm gonna have this iron slot on end, so it goes to the far left. Right. So the next part, I'm going to have the description of the news. So I'm gonna have it on its own iron item. Okay, so that you could see things properly. I'm just gonna make iron spaces. Alright, so iron item again. Iron item, no lines. I don't want lines on this one, so you can have lines to none. Inside here, I'm gonna also have another iron item. Okay, now let's make a label first. Make it a label for description, and then we are going to go down again, have an item, and then we're gonna have an iron button. I'm gonna have like 3 but icons here for will be down there. Let me do this so that you could just see. Okay, you could see results as I type in. Oh no. Right, so we have the description, we have the titles. So I need some iron icons for liking the news, for bookmarking. So I'm gonna clear this one so feel it's clear. And I use an icon. An icon, the name of it will be hot outline. Let's see, we have a heart here. I'm gonna copy this and have a share button, and the third one would be bookmark. Oops, bookmark icon. Okay, because I just don't want those lines here. I'm gonna say lines to none. Okay, still here. Okay, let me also remove lines here. Still on this iron item. This one is for the buttons. So down here, I'm gonna have a read more button. I'm gonna call this read more so that the user can click on and have that full article on the other side. URL. So fill would be outline, color to secondary, and slots be at the end. Okay. Okay, so we need to style this part so it could show the whole title here. Oh, well, we're missing the image as well, so we need to put the image of the article style from the top. Content div. So this one will be just gonna quickly style here, but the proper way of styling it is on the CSS. So I'm just gonna say margin. Okay, here on top I'm gonna put the image actually. So I'm gonna have it on position relative and object fit to cover, and then I'm gonna have it on a height of 40 pixels. Right, so I'm gonna have a margin of 5 pixels to give it space around, and just a border radius, oh my god, border radius of 5. Background, I'm gonna have an image as a background image, so I'm gonna have background position to center, and then background repeat to none. Okay, and then here I'm gonna put the image. Now because it's from the TS, we need to use the style.background image on the square braces like this. So we're gonna use the style. Okay, from style we're gonna say style dot. Okay, so it does not also complete. Say background. They'll probably change how it is being called. So here I'm gonna have the styling. So I'm gonna call URL for the image. Okay, so inside here I need to insert the image, so I'm gonna concatenate the image from the other side. So I'm gonna say plus plus, right, and close this and close that. Here I'm gonna call image, which is this image. Okay, something I did wrong. Yeah. Okay, so you see our image there. It's that image. But the size, it's small. Height. Okay, so this is our image, but it's not centered. Object fit, cover, contain. Let me say contain. Okay, so background position, center, background size, background position to center, background size. Do I have background size here? Can we put background size to cover? Position, center, border radius, margin, object fit, Object feed. Okay, let's try another news. Let me see. Okay. But object feed should cover the height, margin, border radius 5 pixel, background position to center, background size to cover, background to repeat, and let's see, background repeat. Okay, we're gonna fix that. So let's continue first and go to the title here, because you know it even loses the you can't read here, so we need to change it so that it could be readable to the user. So I'm gonna put it down here to absolute, and then bottom 0. Change the color as well to white. Right, so because of some other backgrounds may be white, so we need to change the color of that image to have like radiance, like this one. So if you could have like some radiance here, let me show you how. Okay, so before that we're gonna have I'm gonna call linear radiance. Gradients rather. I'm gonna use RGB and have like 34, 35, 41 to 10%. And then I'm gonna have another RGB to 90% on top. Right, see, now you can see because I've put some little bit shade. Okay, and then on our title down there, our title is also a little bit squeezed, so I'm gonna be styling that. First, let's give it a margin on the side. So I'm gonna call style and say margin to 5 pixels. Now just give it 10, 16. Style our label, margin to 5 pixels. And then I'm gonna just call class pre-loaded class of ion text wrap. Right, so our label done here. We have the date. Okay, I think the date is fine. We have the description, which is squeezed as well. So on our description, on our label, I'm gonna call the iron wrap text wrap, and then I'm just gonna change the font weight as well. Font weight to be a little bit lighter. Okay, style. Cool. Right. So now when I click on the other news, you could read a little bit more about the news. And when someone says read more, it will just navigate them through the URL with a proper full news. Okay. And that is it, I think. So maybe next video, I don't know, I'm gonna have the share the like as well as the bookmark this news, but when you click on read more, you can navigate to the next page, not to the next page, which reads more using that URL. So we have the title, the URL of the news. So if you log it, log the news. So if you log it, it has the URL to the news, and then you can open the web page to go to that news, and then you'll see the proper full news, a link to the news a person have selected here, right? And yeah, gonna also advise to put a back button here. Maybe on the next video I'm gonna have the category and search bar categories.